So the Android Auto system basically is accessible through here. I do two things when I come in. I put the cigarette lighter here. If you plug that in under this, so to open that, you just press here. This one will turn on the AutoVox, which is that's a rear camera when you're driving and it's recording. It also has a front view as well, camera here, which is recording forwards. The Android Auto system is here. Nothing's plugged in at the moment, so you can take your iPhone. It's got a USB connection here, so you can change the cable for whatever you want, USB-A. Just turn your phone on, plug it in, and it should automatically recognize what you've got. There you go, it's connecting. What I tend to do is just turn this off, close that down, and it's hands-free driving. Of course, you've got all your features of Android Auto. You've got your Google Maps, you've got Spotify, you can make calls, you can do anything that you need to do, and it all works. This is the microphone for when you're speaking, and the speakers are upgraded system. It's a bland system. They're the tweeters at the side there. I've changed the inside the doors. I've also added soundproofing a little bit under the floor, also in the doors. And there is some adjustment. If you were to remove this, you need a tool to do it, plastic tool. There is actually a couple of things there for adjusting the bass and treble and things like this. It can be done in here as well. It's just another feature there. And that's it. That's the Android Auto system. Very easy. Just here, you've got this is the reversing camera. Sorry, the AutoVox back camera for when you're driving. That's just here. What I do occasionally is just clean that. Gives you a nice clear picture. And your reversing camera is one at the top here. So once you put the car in reverse, it'll give you that one. It shows all the back bumper. You can move that slightly, so if you need to make any adjustment, makes it easy. With the doors, once they open, close left then the right. They've got a catch here, so you can press this to open further, and then both the doors will go all the way around. Same with this one. So if you want to have the doors wide open, you can. It was a lot of work to do, but I've added marine carpet at the back, and I've shaved the wood here to make them exactly. When you close it, you'll see from the inside there is just no airspace at all coming through the back, and it's a nice finish. Stay closed nice and easy there. All right, okay, so we just arrived. We're just going to take the leveling ramps out. You can see on the level here, it's a good idea to have one of these little mini levels. You can see that it's slightly dipping to the front. Yeah, basically that's the front left. So it just needs the one ramp, and these are in the back here. So in here we'll just take out. We have two ramps. Just take the one ramp to the front. Close these, left door first, then the right door. Put that square with the tyre. And just driving up. It's got 3 levels. 1, 2. We'll just try it there. Still even go a bit higher, but that's near enough level that way. We'll take it a bit higher. Just go into the furthest bit. Okay. Happy enough with that? Yeah, so yeah, pretty much level there. If we turn it that way, that's not bad, but actually that's a good thing, because you want a slight drop towards the front, because this helps with the shower. So if you're draining into the shower system, the way we've got it set, the grey water tank is under here on the passenger side, and the drain is directly above there. So I'll show you the shower when we look at that, but the drain's in the bottom right corner of that. So that's that set. So this is really handy, and this will stay in here. So to actually open the bonnet, take your driver's key, and then you put it into the front here, you turn left, and then you turn right. When you turn it right, then you can lift it up. And in here, you've got the coolant, engine oil, and everything else. I mean, it all gets fully serviced, so there's not much to say. An engine's an engine. Works well, never had any trouble whatsoever. Take your key out, and then just let down. So since I'm making quite a few videos, I may as well show you where you fill the vehicle up as well. What you need to do is open the passenger door, and then just below that you've got these two flaps. You want to open the first flap, that's where you put the diesel in, and then the flap below, that's where your AdBlue goes. So you just undo the AdBlue, put that in that one, and then the diesel in the top one, dead easy. Just make sure that the door's open when you open the flaps, otherwise you can't get access. It's like a safety device, so nobody can tamper and go in with your diesel there. They can't get their hands in, they can't open your AdBlue. Inside the glove box itself, you've got this, which is if you didn't want to use the cigarette lighter adapter there that I do, you can wire this in and you can have this set up to here. I didn't bother with that, but it's there. Some spare fuses. We've got the gasket system here. They're the three adapters for the low pressure gas system that's underneath the vehicle. If you go travel somewhere in Europe, you'll need them. If you're filling up in the UK, you will not. There's a spare light in there off the side. Got an extra one of them. Now, in terms of the book, everything you need in here will be there. We've got, that's the tyre pressures. Front is about 48 and the rears are set at 65, so a bit higher. All the service history is in here. There's a UK magnet there in case you're going overseas. That's all the standard books that came with it. Then I've got all the MOT history, and you can check this online of course yourself, but it's all here. As many of those, ever since I had the vehicle, it's had every single full service and interim service on time, and there's nothing been needed apart from the odd light bulb and that sort of thing. Okay, in terms of the other documents, I'll just go through them. This is a report that was done. I had a brake test, but also the main reason was to check the balance and the weight. This is just before I uprated the springs underneath, so the weights will be a fraction higher, not a huge amount. What I did is I had a driver in, 100 kilos, the 70 litre, so 70 kilos fuel tank was full. I had a full water tank, also 70 litres, the freshwater system. I have a drinking freshwater system, and there's two of those, which were full at 20 litres each, another 40 kilos. And I've got 4 100 amp hour lithium batteries. So as it is now, and these were the ratings. At the front, you've got 1290 on the front axles, that's across here. On the rear axles, 1890, which gives you a total of 3180. So you've still got plenty of stuff you can add in there. I also had like clothing and other things in as well. So, I mean, you know, it's a pretty good test for what the weight will be. And you're allowed 3,500, of course. Now, we've got an airhead toilet. I'll show you that in the back of the shower. There's just some documentation there for it. That's the motorhome Wi-Fi system, just a booklet on this. That's about the Max Air fans. There's 2 of them. We'll go through that. We have the instruction manual for the fridge. It takes a 15 amp fuse and it tells you what you can do there, setting the different modes. That's just some certificates for the gas system that came with it, for the tank itself. This is to do with the alarm system, and that's another installation certificate there for this, so you can read through that and you can change any of the settings should you wish to. This is the battery charger, which I've cleverly worked from the back batteries, and that actually lives here between the seats. I will actually show you that shortly anyway. And this is constantly charging the battery should you want it to, the main car battery, that is, the van battery. The freshwater system for the shower and the sink has an aqua source water filter. You just replace that every year. It's had a fairly new one put in a few months back, and that's very easy to do. I'll show you where that is. This is the manual for the in-car Android Auto system. Some wiring instructions just to show how the LPG gas and the Propex heater are set up. So if you've got any troubleshooting there, not that you should have, that's it. That's some documentation on the space heater that we put in, Propex system. This is the inverter charger. So when you're running the vehicle, it's constantly charging the leisure batteries at the back. And I'll show you where this is. It's all set up. These are the 4 lithium ion, really expensive 100 amp hour batteries that are in the build. I'll show you those. This is a battery monitor, all Whisper power system, so they all work well together. This is just a little bit about printed out. It's useful. I've highlighted the bits that are easy to do. Once you take it off charge, I can show you this later, you can synchronize the system so you can show us 100% full. And that's good to do each time you fully charge it and you're going away for, you know, a few days or a week. With the system we've got, you can drive this no problem, even in the winter. If you're driving around, we've had a maximum 2 weeks without any problems with the batteries lasting. If you're stuck still for, I would say, 4 or 5 days, you're using a lot of electric, then, well, better you drive around again just to charge them, or you can look to plug in. This one is just the document I got when I bought the vehicle, so it's got some information there on the total cost when I bought it with 5,000 miles. It's got just over 30,000 now. This is a gas checklist. This is a certificate from AM Caravans. They did a gas inspection on both the LPG, the underslung tank, which is a 30 litre, and the Propex heater system, and everything was a pass there, no leaks or anything like this, so that's good. This is a certificate I had done for quite an expensive but well worth it, crown rust service, where they spray underneath the entire vehicle. They also drilled some small holes because the Ford Transits are notoriously bad in the front wheel arches for storing water, actually. So he put some small holes there, allowed some drain holes to come through, then he coated everything, and there was actually water in there as well, so he was definitely telling the truth on that one. So now there should be no issues at all with sitting water in any of the wheel arches or wheel wells, or I'm not even sure what it is, but he fixed it. He said it's a common problem. So this, you can get it topped up every 2 years. It's good to do, he said, and they offer guarantees basically. But if you're driving around, this was done really early on when I got the vehicle, so I wanted to really make sure that there was going to be no rust or any issues. Because it was a near new vehicle, it was a very good idea to do that. The most recent thing I got done just before deciding to sell it was to put on, it had a set of Goodyear Marathon tyres on it, which are the factory tyres that come with it. It's never had any others. The spare is still one of those. But I decided to put on something I should have done myself, and I'm sure you'll be very happy with. It's a really good set of Michelin Agilys Cross Climate tyres. These are really, really good for UK driving and Europe, rated for snow, and they've got a good tread. They're not too loud on the road. From the short amounts of driving I've done with it, excellent. I'm very happy. I really just regret not doing it sooner because I could have had some benefit from them. Anyway, they're all brand new. It was done about 2 or 3 weeks ago, and the costs are there. And also, when I had that done, I had the wheel alignment fixed, and they basically fixed some of the towing angle. It was slightly out. Apparently that's quite normal. They fixed it with this Hawkeye system. The camber is only fractionally out. They actually can't fix that because it's how it's set from the Ford dealership or the factory. It comes like that. So no concerns though, it was all fixed and good to go. Okay, so I've got some spares. These are kept under the seat. To get access to them, you just pull up and then tilt it. This one moves, and you can do the same on this one. Pull up and tilt. Okay, under the seat, we've got, what have we got? So, you've got a nice long hose here. This is great for if you need to fill up the water and you need to get some distance there. Good at campsites, of course, if they don't have a hose pipe and you've got to fill up from some part. They have lots of attachments for that, where you can put the different ends on, and there's plenty of different ones that work. This goes at the side of the vehicle when you fill up. I'll show you that when we come to filling. What we've got here is a couple of battery clamps. They are just not necessarily needed because I've decided to wire in a battery monitor and charger for the vehicle battery. Okay, and the good thing about that is if it did leave your lights on something, then you can even use your leisure batteries to charge that up again the next day. So that's already fixed in. Just so you can see here, there's actually a couple of fuses and it runs some wires going back, and this is for it detects when the car's turned on, and it'll actually signal to the alternator running to charge the leisure batteries at the back through the inverter charger. You've got a kit there from AA. That's got in a road sign, a high-vis jacket, things like this. We've got a first aid kit there. And the other thing I've got is some Dometic cleaner. So you've got some polish and some cleaner. This is what you actually are supposed to use on the windows at the side and the roof light window. Okay, so you can go through that. This is really good for the deadlocks. So any door locks you've got there, you just have a little straw on the side here and you just spray a little bit in to make sure they're operating and working well. Every 3 months or so I've been doing that just to keep them working. It's left in there. And that's it, plenty of space. Put those back. Okay, should you be looking for where the spares are kept, like the spare wheel, if you need to get into that, you've got some tools that are in here, and that's where you find your jack and tools for releasing. So that's the driver's side, just in the footwell there, at the side of the door. You've got your jack and you've got your tools for bringing down the spare wheel. Spare wheel, as you know, shown already, but it's underneath the back of the vehicle. And to get access to this, what you need to do is open the back doors. And then what I've done is, this is in the back doors here. And then what I've done is I've made, so you just come in at the back, I've made a small hole in the recess in the floor here. You just lift that up. And in that flap, there is a button you can see there at the bottom, a rubber grommet. Just take the rubber grommet out, and then you can find a hook, and what you do next is you take the tool and you can wind down, and it will lower the wheel which is underneath the van, and it will drop that down onto the floor, where you can pull it forwards and you can unhook it. I have had it down and up just to see. I've never ever needed to change the wheel or do anything with it, but that you can see it's a brand new factory wheel that was on the van. That was the same wheels, the Goodyear ones that were on it, the Marathons, before I changed them.